In this video, we're going to continue on with activity 214. After we've created our construction block assembly, we're going to move now into creating an exploded view for this structure that we've created. So I'm going to, anytime we go through, make sure you save, and then we are going to change workspaces. So right now we usually, most of the time in IED, we're going to stay in the design workspace, but we are going to change in order to make sure. So the animation workspace is where we can generate an exploded view. So I'm going to click animation, and from here you're going to see the screen and menus change a little bit, but this is where we're going to be able to see those particular cases. So as we go to start looking, down here you have a timeline. You're going to notice I was playing with the scrubber a little bit, so to try to get it back to 0. But with the scrubber, if you're in the timeline, the red area is where the scrubber does not maintain any sort of tracking of your movement. The other thing that you'll want to do is, if you see this button up here, the view, we want to make sure that this has the red recording symbol. If you press this, there will be a yellow pause. So what that is used for, it says view is not recording. So as I move, maybe size my screen, get everything going, it's not going to track my movement. When I press it, and it'll start recording. Those are some things that we'll go through and do. But here's the view, and when I start moving now, if I roll my scroll wheel, you're going to see it added a view change as I was scrolling out there. So, or as I pan, and it's going to record that motion. We want to see that start to generate. All right, one thing we'll do is we're going to need to explode these blocks. There's a couple ways to do it. I will show you with two methods. So there are some auto explode if you have large amounts, but I'm going to go ahead and use manual explode. And with the wedge, I'll start with it first. So you choose manual explode, this little menu will pop up. I'm going to select the part that I want to move. I want to make sure trail line visibility is highlighted to show. I want to choose the direction I want it to move in. I'm going to choose this arrow, and I'm going to use the slider, and as I slide across, it's going to provide incremental movements for that. So about halfway there will work pretty well, good amount of spacing, and I'm going to hit the green check mark. Okay, and then here you'll notice that this is highlighted. If you just left click in the white space, you'll go through and see that. One thing that you can also utilize other than the manual explode, sometimes the manual explode will limit how much movement you can have. So I like to use something as well called transform components. So I can select the wedge, and from here it's going to operate in a very similar manner. So in the menu, you've got a trail line visibility that you can have highlighted, and I can choose which arrow that I want, and I can go ahead and drag up. So the only issue is that it doesn't show that stop and that bend. But if you're going through and utilizing, maybe a one-step explosion, you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. And I'm going to go back to, I really like the manual explode method. So I'm going to choose my part, choose to go in the vertical direction, make sure that trail line visibility is open. And even though that this slider is in the middle, if you go backward, you'll kind of see it will almost kind of reset itself. So there's the movement we'll have, green check mark. And I'm going to run manual explode again. Again, this was highlighted, so I'm going to hit X. Click the deselect off in the white space, manual explode by selecting my part. This one here is just going to be a vertical, toggling my trail line visibility, and I'm going to put them I'm going to give it just a little bit more so you can see the trail line, and about the same height, kind of lining them up, at least from this isometric view. If we actually looked at this, one would probably be higher than the other. All right, going ahead and say OK, and left clicking. That's really a basic way to do some exploded view. And you can also go through, hit this playback feature down at the bottom to show how this is moving. And even then, you can if you have video editing experience, like here, it took me a little while to make some movement, so I can actually move this motion a little closer. Go back and move our line there. Click play, and you'll see, it does sequentially. So it keeps repeating there until I hit, until it goes through and replays. So those are the kinds of things that you can do. And once you kind of have a motion created, you can also publish a video. And that's a kind of an extra feature that you want to use in presentations or to show a client or anything of that nature. Those kinds of things can be done. So, all right, I'm going to make sure that we hit save on this, and in the next video we'll take a look how to create the assembly drawing as noted in the activity 214 page for Project Lead the Way's IED curriculum.